there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 3 with the kind of the green-red Goblin Tribal, the Liege Goblin Tribal. I've updated the deck a little bit here, just for this game, just because Allies just murdered us without much creature removal. Put 4 Searing Blazes in the sideboard and a Searing Blood, cut some Bloodmoons, and cut the Witches and just put the Legion Loyalist main. I think this is going to help us cast those Reckless Bushwhackers, give us a lower converted mana cost overall, and then the Boartusk Liege, of course, gets a lot worse with having just a regular 1 red, but it still gets +1/+1. It still is a Lord with the ability to give these other ones a lot more of an upside. But I think we do need some more creature removal versus these type of mirror matchups, because we're always going to be like a turn behind unless the Searing Blazes, which we're running 10 fetch lands, really good, and Searing Blood comes in. So let's go back and just look at our hand. I think we keep it. 4-land hand is fine. We have a Goblin Guide. Another Serum Visions type deck. So these are usually these type of decks, the goblins are quick against. So we'll go Copperline Gorge into Goblin Guide and attack in. So if he scryed a land to the top, then he's going to get it. If he was, and it was a Darksteel Citadel, so we kind of gave card advantage to our opponent there. And a Talisman. So some sort of artifact-based deck. But we have a nice little hand. I think that I want to kind of thin out. So I'm going to go ahead and just get basics. And we'll cast just a Legion Loyalist. And sort of the meat combo. Okay, so Thought combo, Destructive Revelry will do very well against this. So I did take the Bloodmoon out. I'm not sure if Bloodmoon is very powerful against a deck that runs like Talismans. The Destructive Revelry will be very good though. And we have a decent hand for next turn. We have Bolt and Bushwhacker. Or we just have Goblin Chieftain, and then the following turn after that have Bolt and Bushwhacker. So there's a Darksteel Citadel. He has 4 mana available. Another Talisman. And there's a Liege, so that's actually very good. We'll just go with another Windswept. Go just grab a basic forest is fine. Well, we'll grab as many red sources as possible. I think that's okay. And we'll Chieftain here. The Legion Loyalist is actually incredibly powerful versus the sword combo, because it's not unlimited chump blocks. The trample damage will go through. Watery Grave, give more card advantage to our opponent. And the damage goes through. That's not good news for him. If he had removal, he would have used it. So let's see if I can end a turn. The draw 3, yeah, Thirst of Knowledge. I thought that was coming. Draw 3, discard 2. And he needs to find the combo as quickly as possible. This could also just be like the Reanimator version of the sort of the meat combo, which runs like an Elesh Norn, which we could just lose right here to an Elesh Norn. But you need to have an Unburial Rites and an Elesh Norn here. Okay, the Elesh Norn does go in the bin. Let's see if he's got the Unburial Rites. So Bloodmoon actually will come in. This is actually where I I did get rid of 2 Bloodmoons, and a Bloodmoon will actually come in handy. We could just run Atarka's Command and Bolt with our early aggro, because Elesh Norn doesn't shut down that sort of strategy with bringing in Destructive Revelries, Atarka's Commands, and whatnot. If I can get my Boartusk Liege out, for whatever reason, if he doesn't have the Unburial Rites this turn, then we do protect the Goblin Chieftain and the Goblin Guide. The Legion Loyalist as well. Yeah, they all survive. But most likely, I think I just go Bushwhacker Bolt next turn. Yeah, I think if he had it, if he had the Unburial Rites, you just slam it down. Tezzeret. Okay, so Tezzeret can't really do a whole lot except turn a Darksteel Citadel into a 5/5. And that pretty much just seals the deal. I just win the game. Next turn. And so how do I even want to do this? Boartusk Liege wins us the game. And that gives him more information. But Reckless Bushwhacker Bolt also wins this game. Because the most he could block is the Boartusk Liege and then take tons of damage. So I think we'll just bolt him. And that puts him, yeah, just bolt. And then Bushwhacker. And there is the game. So onto the sideboard. We have a great sideboard option versus this. I will bring in the Bloodmoon. I don't think we need Searing Blaze or Searing Blood. I don't think we necessarily need Vexing Shusher either. There's not a ton of counter magic in the thing. I will bring in the Atarka's Command and the Destructive Revelries because it gives us a way to dig out of potentially bad situations. We do want the Goblin Guides. We want the... It's like, this is actually where I think Boartusk is probably just too slow. And same thing with the Ram-Gang. Even though both of these do get around Chieftain as well, or King as well. We want to be as fast as possible. And this allows us to be as fast as possible. So it'd be something on effect of maybe a Hackblade is just too vulnerable to not finding another multicolored card. So I don't want to cut any 1-drops or necessarily 2-drops. I want as much synergy. I want as much speed as possible. And I think this is about as much speed as I can ask for. I could cut a Hackblade for another King. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Yeah, there's no way that I mulligan this hand. It's about as beautiful as you can ask for. We will Wooded Foothills. We do want to get a basic. I'll just probably end up going Mountain, or we'll go get a Stomping Grounds. Nice of him to go Polluted Delta. If he goes Watery Grave, he's helped me out a ton. Yeah, he's already lightning bolted himself for me. And Executioner's Capsule is really slow. So that works out in our favor. Another Legion Loyalist is fine. It gives us a backup. We'll go Wooded Foothills, go get a Stomping Grounds. And just go ahead and Goblin Guide. And he's down to a 15 on turn number 1. So Sword of the Meek, that's of course an annoying card. But we do have the Atarka's Command. I'll double Legion Loyalist next turn. I'm pretty sure he's going to kill one of our guys with an Executioner's Capsule. Stomping Ground is fine. We'll just go, again, double Legion Loyalist. Or do I want to keep one back for Bushwhacker? Nah, we want to get as much damage as possible in right now. So he's probably going to wait till after the Goblin Guide attacks to then kill it. Minimum, he's going to go down to a 13. He does get the Watery Grave off of the Goblin Guide. So I'd love to hit a 1-drop just for the Reckless Bushwhacker next turn. If he puts a Grave into play untapped, that's going to do 2 more damage to him. Shrine 2, so... Yeah, there's no Thirst of Knowledge in a turn. There's the Sword of the Meek. Oh, beautiful card. Beautiful, beautiful card. So Woodland Foothills. At this point, I'm just going to grab a basic forest, just in case we draw into a Bloodmoon. We'll go ahead and utilize the Burning-Tree Emissary. And Reckless Bushwhacker. And swing in for a lot, which puts him down to a 4, which should be enough even with the Sword of the Meek combo, because it is 1 mana per activation to gain some life. And the Atarka's Command is going to do, yeah, multiple damage. So that ends up being a pretty easy matchup, just how it's just not quick enough. Elesh Norn and Unburial Rites is really the only hope for a deck like that. That was more like an 8-whack type deck there. Maybe we should have focused more on this. I'm not sure if the Liege actually is good enough. But maybe I have to go up to like 23 lands. I'm not hitting 4 lands consistently. I just thought I'd try it out. And I guess that's the thing with experimentation, though, is if you find cards are good enough or not good enough. In this case, the Liege is probably looking like it's not the right route to go. Anyway, we'll go on to the last matchup. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 4. Our opponent seemed to re-queue up. I waited a while too, so hopefully it's not the same matchup as we just saw. We have double Goblin Guide that will absolutely keep this hand. We have 4 lands. We're on the draw again, which is fine with this hand though. We have a Goblin Guide and a Reckless Bushwhacker. We unfortunately have way too many lands, so we'll thin out some lands. And then Liege is good. I mean, more lands the merrier with like cards like the Reckless Bushwhacker. So I think I can just get a basic mountain here. I don't need anything too fancy. So Guide comes out and attacks in. Finds Lingering Souls. So there's a card that's actually quite useful against us, but Legion Loyalist actually counters that quite well. So I don't know if this is going to be the same deck. It probably is. So we'll get to see a rematch with the Tezzerator. So there's the Talisman. There's a Bolt. We'll go Wooded Foothills. And again, just get a Mountain. And go Goblin Guide. And swing in for 4. And Talisman of Progress in our opponent's hand. So it's Lingering Souls, which I'm okay with. It gives him some padding. I could just bolt off the Souls. I think we wait, though. Oh, that just makes my life easy. So we go Mountain. We'll go Burning-Tree Emissary. And this allows us to Reckless Bushwhacker. And if he decides to block a Goblin Guide, double block a Goblin Guide for whatever reason, we can then bolt it off and keep a Goblin Guide alive. Does find Godless Shrine and Godless Shrine. We've really filled up his hand. Oh no, Godless Shrine and Thopter. Okay. He'll block there and there on the Reckless Bushwhacker. I don't think we'd care about keeping the Bushwhacker alive. That's 6 damage. I'd rather do damage to the face. Yeah. Opponent goes down to an 8. Linger Souls, at least a flashback will cost him a life. And he can only block 2 of them, so he'll take him down to a 2. If he does go Lingering Souls, I think I will bolt it off, though. It's only 1 less damage. No, I won't. Still think it has Bolt in the face here at the end of turn, no matter what. Allows us to top deck into... It depends on, like, do I want to top deck into a Reckless Bushwhacker or Boartusk Liege? Like, which one do I have? I have more odds of top decking into a Liege than I do a Bushwhacker. And a Bushwhacker wouldn't be terrible just to top deck into anyway, so I think I bolt no matter what. So, Talisman of Progress, and possibly just Lingering Souls flashback. Now he's got to block both of them. Unfortunately, it's a Windswept, so he does have a turn to live. So Thirst of Knowledge, that's actually a good card coming up. He's down to a 2. I'm just going to crack this. Thin out some more. But I mean, he's got to really have a lot of removal here. Another Lingering Souls will do it. Okay, he does have the other Lingering Souls. He's going to take his turn. He's got to flash it back as well. And then hope I don't top deck into something like a Legion Loyalist. Liege is good. The Boartusk Liege. Other things don't get trampled, but now he can't kill any of my... Can't double block. This does give us padding against Elesh Norn. Gets a Godless Shrine and a... Jeez, we are filling up his hand. And a Talisman of Dominance. He's got a block, 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 and then keep one back. Really starting to wonder if this guy just went and edited his deck real quick and put in 4 Lingering Souls. But anyway, he's just going to concede. I don't think he's dead quite yet. Unless he's got like a... I mean, you have to have like a Damnation that you draw into. He must not have a card like that in his deck. Goblin Guide would have done it anyway. We'll go on to the sideboard. We will bring in Bloodmoon. Same old. I don't think that anything changes here from the last sideboard. We'll go Atarka's Command, Destructive Revelry. The Hackblades can come down and count. And the Ram-Gangs, the Lieges, all of those are quite weak against this. We'll still keep the rest of it because we want to be as fast as humanly possible against this deck. And I think that's the way to do it. So we'll submit this. So I'm going to definitely keep this. This is about as ideal as they come because it goes first turn Goblin Guide into second turn Burning-Tree Emissary, Reckless Bushwhacker. That's kind of the theory with 8-Whack. Some 8-Whack decks anyway. It's my preferred choice to use the Burning-Tree Emissary route. And Devastating Summons is probably the other one I like to use. So we'll go Stomping Grounds and go with the Guide. He's probably frustrated. I think that's 4 games in a row with the first turn Guide. Maybe not. And I've been giving him lots of lands though. With the Goblin Guide. That's the downside to using the Guide. Can't quite Lingering Souls this turn. We'll play the Academy Ruins. He does have like... I wonder if he runs Path to Exile. Path to Exile on the Goblin Guide just feels so bad though. It got the damage in. Get another Goblin Guide. Of course that's not the right route to go. I don't believe so. We'll just go Stomping Grounds again. And go Burning-Tree Emissary. Could get mana leaked. But we get attacking again. Get him down to a 16. Found him a Polluted Delta. Okay. So card advantage is real. But next time we have a Reckless Bushwhacker Goblin Guide. Darksteel Citadel, so he doesn't want a Black Source quite yet. If he has Lingering Souls, though, that's, of course, a good card to have. There's the Lingering Souls. So I'll probably just go Goblin Guide and see if he double blocks on the one Goblin Guide. We'll keep it alive with the Atarka's Command. Revelry will be good later on. It does take care of the combo. So Wooded Foothills and Goblin Guide. Island and we're 4 for 4 with the Goblin Guides of giving him lands. Yuck. See what he does here. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted him to do. Let's go get a basic forest here because we do want the Bloodmoon. And we'll choose 2. Creatures can go +1, so 3 damage to each opponent. And let's see. So where's 3 damage? 3 damage to each opponent. Creatures can go +1/+1 and reach. So he's down to a 10. We didn't lose anything. We still have the guides. That have done a phenomenal job at... I'd love to draw into land because then it's Atarka's Command and Reckless Bushwhacker, which might be enough. If not, we still have like Atarka's Command. I could just hardcast a Reckless Bush. I think that hardcasting Reckless Bushwhacker is the worst play no matter what. Tezzeret would be bad here. Talisman's beautiful because it gives me a target. Just going to attack in with both. I found him another land. It's 5 for 5. And finally did not find a land. See what he ends up casting anything here? No, okay. That should have gone for the kill, I guess. No, it would have been 1 off. Let's go to end step. He's going to be using something at end step. There's a Thirst. Whoops. Which keeps him off of a land, which Elesh Norn here is not lethal. Because we have the Atarka's Command and the Atarka's Command. So, and he'd have to use a life, I believe, to cast the... So there's half of it. There's a burial right, so you'd have to figure out a way how to put another card in the graveyard. So he found half the combo. Can't Lingering Souls unless he pays the life. Yeah, there's the life. I do have to worry like Mana Leak. And yeah, that's just another victory. So I'm wondering why he should have gotten Lingering Souls and just kind of... But we'll just go Atarka's Command. Creatures, you can 3 damage and creatures get +1/+1. Because he can't do anything in response. Could have like, yeah, there's nothing you can do. So we'll actually go Legion Loyalist first. Just in case there is some sort of... I mean, Legion Loyalist just wins it. So, again, a pretty easy matchup with it. You can see the power of the Goblins versus a deck that kind of stumbles. Again, though, that was both those matchups were most reminiscent of like the old 8-whack type strategy. So, verdict is out here. I guess in just the wrap-up video, we'll do it in the game 4. Let's just go back to the list. Yeah, I'm still thinking 8-whack is the right way to go. It's something that comes out swinging a lot quicker. A lot of decks have a lot harder time dealing with that sort of strategy, with the ability to mix both creatures and very, very efficient burn. And it's just a viable deck right now in the metagame, in my opinion. There's not a lot of things to shut it down. It can hold its own with Infect and Death Shadow. And same thing with Abzan. A Siege right no less Abzan is just relying on Kitchen Finks. I don't think is enough ways to gain life. Lingering Souls is really, really bad versus Legion Loyalist because they just can't block. And then even other evasion through like Goblin King and Goblin Chieftain are nice little additions. Some 8-whack decks don't even like to bring those in though. You just go completely into 2-drops. Like that's where you curve out is just 2 with cards like Goblin Grenade and the Mogg War Marshal. So this is just another take on it though. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's definitely interesting with the Jund. We didn't get to see like a Tattermunge Maniac into a Jund Hackblade. That is 5 damage on turn number 2. And you have a 3/2 and a 2/1 out on turn. That's very, very similar to something that Zoo tries to put out, other than you're like a turn ahead. And or even turn 1 Maniac or turn 1 Guide into turn 2 Burning-Tree Emissary Hackblade is even, yeah, that's still going to be damage on the turn number. You're going to have 2 damage on turn 1 and then 5 damage on turn 2, putting down your opponent minimally to a 13, and then you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power on board. So, verdict's out with this type of strategy. I don't know about the Boggart Ram-Gang and the Boartusk Liege. I think that we definitely would want to go down in the counted lieges. And maybe just cut the Ram-Gangs completely. It's a 3/3 for 3 with haste and wither, which is strong. Very strong. I mean, it's actually really good versus Kitchen Finks. It deals in the form of -1/-1 counters, right? And then it would just get rid of it because it had a -1/-1 counter when it went to the graveyard. I believe it does. And then it wouldn't come back. So I mean, there's that sort of plus to it. But all in all, I still think that 8-whack's the way to go. You can cut your land count down a little bit and just play more of the 1 and 2 drop type cards. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this series. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.